Special day in the Hindu calendar, Guru Purnima. We welcome all of you to Sri Mandir this morning. Those of you who will join us on social media, we invite you to stay with us today until 12:30. Our program will be extended due to the fact that we are celebrating Guru Purnima. There will be a special programming. Our normal programming will be changed slightly to accommodate this occasion. Man dhyan karo, we focus our minds as we contemplate Surya Narayan Bhagwan. Ehi Suryo Sahasransho Tejo Rasho Jagatpati Anukampamang Deva Vihayam Namostute Vihayam Namostute Surya Narayan Bhagavan ki Jai. We continue to glorify Bhagavan, appealing to God to bless us with a positive state of mind. Om Bhadran Karnevi Shrunuyam Deva Bhadran Pashyema Shaviryajetra Stire Range Stushtvagum Shasthanohi Yasima Nevahitam Yadayahu Om Swasti na Indro Ridasravaha Swasti na Bhusha Vishwavedaha Swasti no Staryarishanemi Swasti no Brihaspati Vedatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. We continue to glorify Bhagavan in the form of Ganapati Devata. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakari Susarvada Sarvakari Susarvada Janam Bhuta Dhanadisevitam Kapita Jambu Palacharu Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinasatarakam Namami Viganeshwari माता की जय. We offer puja in chandan, pushp, धूप, दीप और नैवेद्य और कर्पूर आरती. श्रीखंड चंदनम दिव्यम गंधार्यम सुमनोहरम विलेपनम सुश्रेष्ठ चंदनम प्रतिगृह्यताम् चंदनम समर्पयामि चंदनम समर्पयामि मल्यादिनी सुगंधिनी मालित्यादि वे प्रभु मायायुक्तानि पुष्पाणि पूजार्थं प्रतिगृह्यताम् पुष्पं समर्पयामि पुष्पं समर्पयामि वनस्पतिरसोदूतो गन्धाद्यो गन्धौतम् अग्रे सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् धूपं समर्पयामि धूपं समर्पयामि साजं च वर्ति संयुक्तं वहिना योगितं मया दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्य दीपं समर्पयामि दीपं समर्पयामि. सभी लोग ले लो दीपम. मन ध्यान करो आपन आपन नाम नमन करके. We focus our minds, calling our names in our minds as we offer prasad. शर्करा खंड खाधानि दधि क्षीर कृतानि च आहारं भक्ष्यभोजनं च नैवेद्यं प्रतिगृह्यताम् नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि. We now offer कर्पूरारती. कर्पूरगारं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि कर्पूरार्तिकं समर्पयामि. सभी लोग ले लो कर्पूर आरती. मन ध्यान करो. We focus our minds as we offer stuti to Ganesh ji. वक्रतुंड महा एकदंताय विद्महे वक्रतुंडाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात्. गणपति देवता की Let us join together in bhajan and kirtanam dedicated to the divine. Shisha. Bhajo Gananayak Gajavana.
गजवदना
मंगलदायक शुभ चरणा
मंगलदायक शुभ चरणा
मंगलदायक
शिवनंदना
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 आनंददायक चित्तचंदना
आनंददायक चित्तचंदना
आनंददायक चित्तचंदना
आनंददायक चित्तचंदना
बुद्धि प्रदायक गजवंदना मंगलदायक शुभ चरना
मंगलदायक शुभ चरना
मंगलदायक 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 शुभ चरना गणपति देवता की जय. We continue to glorify the divine in the form of the Devis, Durga, Lakshmi or Saraswati Mata. सर्वमंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ
साधिके
शरण्ये त्र्यंबिके गौरी
नारायणी नमोस्तुते
नारायणी
नमोस्तुते
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु
शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः
ॐ गिरिजाये विद्महे शिवप्रियाय धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गा प्रचोदयात् तन्नो दुर्गा
प्रचोदयात्.
Durga Mata ki jai. We continue to glorify the divine in the form of Lakshmi Ma. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam
Sukha Sampadam
Mama Shatru Vinashaya
Deepajyotir Namostute
Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi
Mukti Pradayani
Mantramurte Sada Devi
Mahalakshmi Namostute
Namastute Tu Mahamaya Sri Pite Surpujate Shankha Chakra
Namaste Mahalakshmi Namostute
Mahalakshmi.
Namostute.
We continue to glorify the Divine Mother as we chant verses from the Vedas. Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarna Rajatastajam Chandram Hiranyahi Lakshmi Jatavedo Mahava पुरुषानहं गन्धद्वारान्दुरादर्शां नित्यपुष्टां करीशनीम् ईश्वरी सर्वभूतानां तामिहो पवये श्रियम् ॐ महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात्। लक्ष्मी माता की जय। शुक्लां ब्रह्म विचार सार परमा आद्यां जगत व्यापिनी
लीला पुस्तकधारिणी ममता
हस्ते स्फार्तिकमालिका विररति पद्मासने संस्थिता वन्दे तां परमेश्वरी भगवती बुद्धिप्रदां शारदा या कुन्देन्दु तुषार
या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना
या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृति देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषज्ञानव्यापः शक्ति माता की जय। We continue to offer puja unto the Divine Mother. As we shall offer puja, we will have a bhajan dedicated to the Divine Mother. Puja kar do. Continue. By Nirvana.
आनन्दमयी चैतन्यमयी सत्यमयी परमे आनन्दमयी चैतन्यमयी सत्यमयी परमे
सत्यमयी वरदे
आनंदमयी चैतन्यमयी सत्यमयी वरदे
सभी लोग तालियां Let everybody clap our hands. Shakti Mata ki jai. We pay obeisance to the divine in the form of Sri Ram. Bolo. Sri Ram. Sri Ram. Sri Ram. Sri Ram.
Ramayan Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya
Vedase Raghunataya
Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namah
Sri Ram Ram
Raghunandan Ram Ram Sri Ram Ram Bharata Graj Ram Ram Sri Ram Ram Ranakar Kash Ram Ram Sri Ram Ram Sharanam Bhava Ram Ram Siyapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. And now we'll have bhajan of the Prabhu Ram by Ravi.
He Ram, He Ram, He Ram, He Ram, He Ram, He Ram, जग में साचो तेरो नाम तेरे चरणों में चारों
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी।
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 जय गोपी जन वल्लभ
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ
गिरिधर हारी।
जय गिरिवर धारी।
यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यमुना तीर वनचारी।
यमुना तीर वनचारी।
यमुना तीर वनचारी।
यमुना तीर वनचारी।
गिरिधर हारी।
जय गिरिवर धारी।
मुरली मनोहर करुणा सागर।
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 जय गोवर्धन हारी।
जय गोवर्धन धारी।
जय बिहारी।
जय गिरिधर हारी।
We now focus our minds to the divine Pavanaputra Hanuman. As I mentioned earlier, today our programming will be slightly changed because we are celebrating Guru Purnima today and we are incorporating that program into our Sunday morning program. So at 11 o'clock, I'll be handing over the program to Indira, our president, and the Kirtan Mandir group, and they will be guiding us. We'll pay obeisance to Hanumanji. कर दो, पूजा कर दो. मनोजवं मारुति तुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं मातात्मजन्मानरयूथ्यमुख्यम् श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये पवन हनुमान की जय. And then we have a bhajan by Ravi for Hanuman ji.
हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन सुन लो मेरी पुकार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन सुन लो मेरी पुकार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार.
If you have prasad to offer to Hanumanji this morning, please come and offer your prasad to Hanumanji.
अष्ट सिद्धियां निधि के दाता अष्ट सिद्धियां निधि के दाता दुखियों के तुम भाग्य विदाता दुखियों के तुम भाग्य विदाता सिया राम के काज सवारे सिया राम के काज सवारे मेरा घर उजाड़ पवन सुत विनती बारंबार हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन 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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार
पर रीझे अवध बिहारी।
भक्ति भाव से ध्याऊं तो
भक्ति भाव से ध्याऊं तो
करो दुखों से पार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार।
पवन सुत विनती बारंबार।
हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन।
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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार।
पवन सुत विनती बारंबार।
पवन सुत विनती बारंबार।
पवन सुत विनती बारंबार।
आई श्री राम जी के दूध मचाई।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए, श्री राम जी के दूध मचाए।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आई श्री राम जी के दूध मचाई।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए, श्री राम जी के दूध मचाए।
दूध मचाई ऐसी दूध मचाई।
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 सुनकर आई रघुराई श्री राम जी के दूध मचाई।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए, श्री राम जी के दूध मचाए।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आई श्री राम जी के दूध मचाई।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए, श्री राम जी के दूध मचाए।
गंगा जी आए जमुना जी आए।
गंगा जी आए, यमुना जी आए।
गंगा जी आए जमुना जी आए।
गंगा जी आए, यमुना जी आए।
हे जमुना जी आए।
यमुना जी आए।
हे जमुना जी आए।
यमुना जी आए।
गंगा जी आए जमुना जी आए।
गंगा जी आए, यमुना जी आए।
श्री रेणी संगम आई श्री राम जी के दूध मचाई।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए, श्री राम जी के दूध मचाए।
चले हनुमान आई श्री राम जी के दूध मचाई।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए, श्री राम जी के दूध मचाए।
वीर हनुमान अति बलवाना।
वीर हनुमान
सभी लोग तालियां. Everyone clap your hands. Come on, everybody. सीताराम जय सीताराम. सीताराम जय सीताराम. सीताराम जय सीताराम. सीताराम जय सीताराम. वीर हनुमान अति बलवान. राम नाम रसिया रे प्रभु मन बसिया रे. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी. हे राम लक्ष्मण जानकी. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी. हे राम लक्ष्मण जानकी. वीर हनुमान अति बलवान. वीर हनुमान अति बलवान. राम नाम रसिया रे प्रभु मन बसिया रे. बोलो रघुपति राघव राजा राम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम. वीर हनुमान अति बलवान. वीर हनुमान अति बलवान. राम नाम सिया रे प्रभु मन बसिया रे. राम नाम रसिया रे प्रभु मन बसिया रे. बोलो हे प्रभु मन बसिया रे. प्रभु मन बसिया रे. प्रभु मन बसिया रे. Today is a very special day in the Hindu calendar. And as I mentioned, there's a special program prepared and that will be hosted by the members of the Kirtan Mandali. And we beg all of your indulgence. Our program will go beyond 12 o'clock today. We are hoping to have Aarti at 12:30. We could have had two programs today, this morning and then Guru Purnima program. But by popular demand and a lot of pressure, we were forced into moving the program to make it one instead of two. Because I was told that today is also Canada Day and people want to celebrate that also. So we didn't want to have you come to the Mandir twice. So we're happy that you're here for the morning program. And I'm happy to see all of you. I see some faces I've not seen for a long time. It's good to see all of you. And those of you who are regular, and those who are coming once in a while, it is wonderful to see all of you. And all of my Shishyas are here today. And I know all of them have been very busy with activities. So we ask you to offer one. We'll join together in singing and some chopais, and then I'll hand over to Indira ji. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
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 Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Bolo.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
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 Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari.
Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari.
Amangal Hari.
Amangal Hari.
Amangal Hari.
Amangal Hari.
Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari.
Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari.
द्रवहु सुदशरथ अजर बिहारी.
Prabhu Sudasharat Ajna Bihari.
द्रवहु सुदशरथ अजर बिहारी.
Prabhu Sudasharat Ajna Bihari.
बंदो चरण कमल रघुनंदन.
Bando Charan Kamal Raghunandana.
बंदो चरण कमल रघुनंदन.
Bando Charan Kamal Raghunandana.
कमल रघुनंदन.
Kamal Raghunandana.
कमल रघुनंदन.
Kamal Raghunandana.
बंदो चरण कमल रघुनंदन.
Bando Charan Kamal Raghunandana.
बंदो चरण
Bando Charan Raghunandana.
बंदो चरण कमल बंदो चरण कमल. And now I hand over to our President, Indira Sharma.
Sitaram and Namaste, everyone. We welcome you this morning on this gloomy day, but as you know, even though it may be gloomy, the sun is always there. It's not that the sun isn't present, the sun is always present. And in the same way, a guru represents that sun in our lives, because even in our gloomiest of days, a guru is always there as a sun, providing light and enlightenment to us. Today, on this very auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima, we welcome all of you, and we thank you for being a part of our celebration this morning. For it is a celebration. It's a time to remember your bond, your connection, your relationship with the Guru, even if they may not be here anymore, no longer with you. And as we all know, a guru is not just in the form of a spiritual guru. We have so many gurus that come before that. in the form of our parents, grandparents, teachers, elders in our community, and anyone who you feel has helped you to become a better person. It doesn't have to be teaching, but someone has helped you to make you be a better you. And today when we think about that word guru, I know when we think of a spiritual guru, we think that that's just about spirituality, about learning how to do puja, learning how to do mantras, reading Ramayan. But it's so much more than that. I can't speak for all gurus, but I can tell you about the guru that is here today, representing Mandir, Pandit Rupnath Sharma, that it goes much more beyond a spiritual connection with his chelas and shishas. And I'm sure every one of them, those of them who have taken the time to spend time with him, can definitely attest to the fact that he's not just a guru for spirituality, but a guru for life. And a guru is an individual who, as I said, in the darkest of times, in the gloomiest of times, is able to shine some light. And for those of us who know the relationship that they have with the guru and understand that this relationship goes much more beyond just the day-to-day, those are lessons that you learn that hopefully, lessons that will help to shape your life and help you to find the light in those challenging and difficult times. So I know many of Panditji's shishas are here today. Many of them are not able to be here today. But I'm sure if you had a chance to speak with them, each and every one of them would say that in their lifetime, throughout their lifetime, the relationship that they've had with the Guru has allowed them to not only find and cope and have the strategies to deal with the difficult times, but those lessons have carried them throughout life and have helped them to become the better, stronger people that they are today. So when we think about a Guru, that is what we hope we're gaining from our relationship. And today we have, as I said, some of our members of the Kirtan Mandali or Shishas of Panditji, but all of you are. Whether he is your godchild by ritual or by the ceremony, or whether you come here and attend on a Sunday or once in a while, every single one of you here have the capability and the ability to learn something. And that's where it all starts. So whether you are directly connected to Pandit Sharma as your guru, it doesn't really matter. The fact is that when you come, you're able to learn and take something away. So today we honor our Guru, and first we'll be doing Guru Puja, so I'd like to ask all of the Shishas and anyone else who would like to participate in Guru Puja to come forward. Dad, we're going to ask you and Mom to come forward too at this time. And during Guru Puja, we'll have the chanting of the Guru Shloka. And we're going to ask Pandit Vishal and Pandit Noop to come and join us. Pandit Ravi. And we're going to ask the members of the Kit and Shishas, you guys can go together to do Guru Puja.
ओम श्री गुरुदेवताभ्यो नमः पाद्योर्पाद्यं समर्पयामि ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः श्रीखण्डचन्दनं दिव्यं गन्धाढ्यं सुमनोहरं विलेपनं सुरश्रेष्ठः चन्दनं प्रतिगृह्यतां चन्दनं समर्पयामि माल्यादीनि सुगन्धीनि माल्यत्यादीनि वे प्रभो मया हृतानि पुष्पाणि पूजार्थं प्रतिगृह्यताम् श्री गुरुदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः मंत्र पुष्पांजलिं समर्पयामि ॐ चन्द्रमा मनसो जातचक्षुः सूर्यो अजायतः श्रोत्वाद्वायुष्य प्राणस्य मुखादग्निरजायतः ॐ साञ्जं च वर्तिसंयुक्तं वहिना योजितं मया दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापः आरतिक्यं समर्पयामि। बोले गुरु महाराज की जय, गुरु माता की जय। जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेवा,
जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेव,
जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेव,
जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेव।
बोले गुरु महाराज की
जय। ओम श्री गुरुदेव नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। अखण्डनन्दनोदाय शिष्य संतापहारिणी सच्चिदानन्द रूपाय तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्याधिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं मावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि, सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ श्री गुरुदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः।
गुरु शरणं 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 सचे 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 शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं
गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं
प्रभु शरणं प्रभु शरणं
गुरु शरणं प्रभु शरणं प्रभु शरणं गुरु शरणं
गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु 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 शरणं
गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं प्रभु शरणं प्रभु शरणं प्रभु शरणं प्रभु शरणं
प्रभु शरणं प्रभु शरणं प्रभु शरणं प्रभु शरणं
सच्चे शरणं सच्चे शरणं सच्चे शरणं सच्चे शरणं
सचे शरणं सचे शरणं सचे शरणं सचे शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं गुरु शरणं
गुरु गुरुदेव महाराज की जय। गुरु गोविंद दो खड़े काके लागे पाँव बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो बताए।
मोहे लागी लगन गुरु चरणन की 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 चरणन की गुरु चरणन की शरणन की
after doing Guru Puja this morning, we now will be hearing from many of the Shishas of Panaji. And before I mention what they will be doing today, I want to also make note of the fact that Panaji uses the example of the diya with the light and the ghee and the wick and the flame. And, you know, when we think about all of us are like that diya, that container, and the oil or the ghee is what fuels that flame. And for Panaji to fuel the light of the many people that he does, he also needs a little bit of help sometimes. So he's not just a one fuel guy. He needs a lot of people to help him fuel him up so that he can light the lights of others. So in that process, of course, there's Sumiji, my mom, who he would say that as a guru, he wouldn't be the guru that he is without her. And she's also, in part, the fuel that lights him as well to create the community effort and the support system that not only a guru, as I said, as a spiritual leader, but as a support system for so many other parts of our life. So they together are the oil, that ghee, that lights the diyas of light and enlightenment around all of us. So I also want to let you know that at Mandir we believe in teaching. And that has always been Padma Sharma's philosophy, to teach. So not that we just learn in isolation and it stays right there. We learn and then we share with others. And he is the proponent of the philosophy, sharing is caring. So he believes that when he learns something, or when anyone should learn something, if you have the ability to share what you've learned, you should. So today we have many of the Shisha students of the Ramayan group, which is something that was started here at the Mandir many years ago. And many of these individuals are not Hindi speakers, not have a Hindi background, but many of them have learned how to read Hindi from Panaji and from their own hard work, of course, and they are now reading Ramayan. So today the Ramayan group has put together, by the lead of Vinisha, I let Vinisha take the lead on this one, and Vinisha has guided the Ramayan group as to what they'll be presenting today, and they will be explaining to you. So I will hand it over to Vinisha. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sitaram, everyone. So today, the Ramayan class has prepared a presentation on the occasion of Guru Purnima. And this is not just a presentation, it's a presentation that we want to present specifically for our Guru today. Over the past few years, he's taught us how to read, but before that, he taught us how to read Hindi. And when we started the class, more than half of us did not even know one alphabet of Hindi, and today we're reading in 100% Hindi. So
give them a big hand.
So this presentation is for our Guru specifically today, to show him what we have learned and what his hard work has created today in the form of his Ramayan class. So we are reading from page 2 and 3 of the Ramcharitmanas from Balkand. We'll start with the opening prayers.
लोग तालियां
बंदो गुरु पद पदोम परागा बंदो गुरु पद पदोम परागा सुरुचि सुवास सरस
And the Hindi earth for that first chaupai is मैं गुरु महाराज के चरण कमलों के पराग की वंदना करता हूँ, जो सुरुचि सुंदर स्वाद उत्तम सुगंध तथा श्रेष्ठ अनुराग रूपी रस से पूर्ण है। वह संजीवनी जड़ी का ऐसा सुंदर चूर्ण है जो समस्त सांसारिक रोगों के परिवार को नष्ट करता है। And the meaning of that is, I rever the pollen-like dust of the lotus feet of my Guru, bright, fragrant, sweet to the taste, and full of the flavor of love. It is like the pure powder of the root of ambrosia that heals all the ills of life.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Sukrit Sambhutan Vimal Vibhuti. Sukrit Sambhutan Vimal Vibhuti. Manjur Mangal Mod Prasuti. Manjur Mangal Mod Prasuti. Jalaman Manju Mukur Malharini. Jalaman Manju Mukur Malharini. Kiye tilak gunjan gan vas karni. Kiye tilak gunjan gan vas karni. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Maharaja Sukriti Punyanavana Purusha Rupi Shivaji के श्रेय पर सुशोभित निर्मल विभूति है और सुंदर कोदनया और आनंद की जनी है। भक्ति की मन रूपी सुंदर दर्पण के में को दूर करने वाली और तिलक करने से गुणियों के समूह को वसा में करने वाली है। This thus is like the holy ashes on the divine body of Shambhu, beautiful, auspicious, and bringing forth joy. It rubs the dirt off the fair mirror of the devotee's mind, and when applied to the forehead as a set mark, it attracts a host of virtues.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Guru Pad Rakh Vani Gan Jyoti. Shri Guru Pad Rakh
नखे की ज्योति मनिये के प्रकाश जैसी है, जिसके स्मरण मात्र के हृदय में दिव्य दृष्टि उत्पन्न हो जाती है।
वह सुंदर प्रकाश अज्ञान रूपी अंधकार का नाश करने वाला है। वह जिसके हृदय में आ जाता है, उसके बड़े भाग्य है।
The luster of the nails of the holy Guru's feet is as the brightness of jewel. When one recalls it, a divine splendor illuminates the soul,
dispersing the darkness of ignorance with its sun-like glory. How blessed he is in whose soul it dawns.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. उभरहि मन बिलोचन ही के, उभरहि मन बिलोचन ही के, मिटहि दोष दुख भव रजनी के, मिटहि दोष दुख भव रजनी के। सुझहि रामचरित मणि मानिक, सुझहि रामचरित मणि मानिक, गुप्त प्रगट जो जेहि मानिक, गुप्त प्रगट जो जेहि मानिक। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय रामा। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय रामा। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय रामा।
उसके हृदय में आते ही हृदय की स्वास्थ्य आँखों खुल जाती हैं और संसार रूपी रात्रि के शोक संताप मिट जाते हैं। एवं रामचरित रूपी मणि और माणिक्य गुप्त और प्रगट जहाँ और जिस खान के हैं, सब दिखाई पड़ने लगते हैं। Meaning is, then the mental vision brightens and expands. The attendant evils and sufferings of the night of mundane existence disappear, and the acts of Rama, like hidden diamonds and rubies, plain to see, are discovered in whatever mind they may be.
जता सुअंजनि अंजी दृग, जता सुअंजन अंजी दृग, साधक सिद्ध सुजान ओ रामा, साधक सिद्ध सुजान। आँख के देखहि से नूतन
सिद्धांजन को नेत्रों में लगाकर तपस्वी सिद्ध और ज्ञानी पर्वतों, वनों और पृथ्वी के अंदर बड़े बड़े खजानों का तमाशा देखते हैं. The meaning, by applying this magic ointment as it were to the eyes, the aspirant becomes adept and wise, and beholds and marvels at many a treasure on hilltops, in the midst of forests, and in the bowels of the earth.
And that concludes our presentation for this morning. The meaning in the book is a little bit hard to understand. It uses big words, so I'm going to try to summarize this as much as I can in simple English for us. So the first 4 chopais that we did, it basically describes the dust at the feet of our Guru. And it explains the meaning and the virtues that it provides us. So first it talks about that this dust, not even the feet, the dust at the feet is so fragrant and flavored with love that it is like the life-giving herb, and that dust itself will cure all ills and sufferings in our existence. And then it talks about that the dust is like, it will rub the dirt off of the mirror of our minds, and when it's applied to the forehead like a tilak, like Panditji did with Chandan this morning, it will bring virtue in the life of the student. The nails of the feet of our Guru are like our gems, and they inspire divine vision in our hearts. With the appearance of the nails of the Guru in our mind, all evils and sufferings disappear, and gems and rubies in the shapes and stories of Lord Rama take place, and it brings virtue, joy, and happiness in our lives. Thank you, and we just want to apologize if we made any mistakes, but we tried our best, and we hope that we did our Guru proud with our reading of the Ramayan this morning.
Thank you so much to the members of the Ramayan group. And I have to say, today I was very impressed. I heard a lot of our senior members of this group speak, and I know many of them have not always taken that opportunity because they're shy and not as brave and bold as our young people. But I think that's one of the other things about being a guru. As Roshni said, the language, the text in the Ramayan is very vocabulary heavy. And for the regular everyday person to read it, it's very hard to get the essence and the message. But I think today they did a beautiful job of not just chanting the Ramayan, but doing the arth in Hindi, and as well the explanation by Roshni, beautiful summary as well. And I think, again, an example of the fact that it is never too late to learn, and the abilities that you have within you, you may not realize it, but your Guru may realize it. So the ability that you have to learn, many of these individuals thought at this stage in their life, is it too late to learn something like this? And I'm sure they have been challenged on many occasions. So the inspiration that they've had and that drive and motivation has definitely come from the Guru. So thank you so much for sharing that this morning. And at this time, I know many of our members have to go to the kitchen team, so they're leaving. But we have now a presentation by Jaden, Nathan, Krish, and Aryan, who will be coming up to read a poem written by Auntie Indra. And Auntie Indra has read many a poem on a Guru Purnima, but this year she's elected these 4 young men. So coming up, boys. Let's give them a round of applause. And these are the youths of the Mandir, and of course, Bandhaji's young Shishyas.
he might turn a little bit this way. You want another mic? You want to turn a little bit this way? They should get stick past the microphone.
Hello. Now is the time we are so desperately waiting for, your shining light to ferry us to the blessed shore. Now is the time to give us endless blame. Let's march on because times will never be the same. Now is the time to leave behind that past buried behind the stuffy scriptures of a closed mind.
Now is the time for a new start, to shed old ways and lead on with heart. Now is the time for outer space, to show our courage and live in your grace.
Now is to do what's never been done, to share your wisdom and freedom and fun.
You are light personified Guru. I bow in reverence to you. All the wonder and all the delight await the ones who come to the light. Now is the time.
Thank you very much, boys. And of course, Auntie Indra was the writer of that. Let's give Auntie Indra a big round of applause, please, as well. And at this time, we are now going to hand it over to Panditji as he will be giving Guru's message. And preceding that, then those of you who brought, I know, gifts and offerings onto Guruji and Mataji will be doing that, and then we'll be closing with final arti. We may actually be able to make it till maybe about 12:15. And I think we're doing great. So thank you. Please listening to Guruji.
सभी लोग हाथ जोड़कर please let us all clasp our hands, sit upright as much as we can, focus our minds. Hari Om, Hari Om Sri Ganeshaya Namah Om Shri
Saraswati Namaha Om Shri Guru Sharan Kamale Yo Namaha
Bando Guru Padakanj Kripa Sindhu Nararupari Mahamohatama Punj Jasu Vachan Ravi Karanikara Jasu Vachan Ravi Karanikara Bando Guru Padakanj Kripa Sindhu Nar Roop Hari. Nar, man, Roop, form, Hari. Sant Goswami Tulsidas, in this very sacred scripture that we call Ramcharitmanas, is saying that he, by the way, these are his offerings and prayers. Bando Guru Padakanj, I bow to the lotus feet of the Guru, whose Kripa Sindhu, who is the most compassionate being, Nar Roop Hari, who is the representation of divinity in human form. This concept of the Guru being the representation of divinity is intended to not to say that the Guru is existing in heaven. It is Nar Roop, human form, that represents that divinity from the heavens. All of us, by the way, have this potential or naturally to be Nar Roop Hari, the representation of the divine form. This representation can only be achieved mansa, karma, bacha, by you and I as individuals, in our minds, in our actions, in our words, projecting the teachings of the divinity. That divinity, quote unquote, God, Brahman, whatever name we call, is always there. But we become students of life when we follow that divinity. सभी लोग हम सब भगवान को संतान हैं. We are all children of God. But although we are children of God, then many families, many children don't recognize the qualities of their parents. And as human beings, we also do not at times recognize the divinity in our lives. Today, the world is very, very engaged in what is called
concerned about the effects of artificial intelligence. I've had an opportunity to dabble with this a little bit. Anybody is familiar with the one called Chat GPT? Anybody using it? Hans, Utai? Good, good, we can relate. Well, I asked you the question today before I came here. The younger generation often seeks guidance. Here's the question I ask. Most common questions asked by young generation to Hindu spiritual gurus these days. Here's what the response came. Number one, how can I find meaning and purpose in my life? Number two, how can I balance my spiritual beliefs with the modern world and its challenges? Number three, how can I deal with peer pressure and make wise choices? Sounds familiar? How can I cultivate a positive mindset and overcome self-doubt? Wow, positive mindset. We talk about this quite a lot. How can I find my true identity and understand my role in society? How can I navigate relationships and maintain healthy boundaries? Wow, let me read that again. How can I navigate relationships and maintain healthy boundaries? How can I handle stress, anxiety, and mental health issues? Very popular subject. How can I find a career that aligns with my values and passions? How can I connect with spirituality in a meaningful and authentic way in this modern age? And finally, how can I contribute to society and make a positive impact? In my mind, all of these subjects we have dealt with throughout the years on our Sunday morning program, whenever we have pravachan. But the one that stands out most today is the one that how can I handle stress, anxiety, and mental issue? We've been addressing this for the last couple of weeks, if anybody remembers. The world is being overwhelmed by challenges. The state of democracy, which is represented by the United States and other countries, have been challenged by so much misinformation and disinformation, where society is following the popular trend, not necessarily the right trend. It's like everybody's eating candy because everybody likes it, but no one takes time to find out what the calorie count is. And as such, society is doing the same thing, that we are just attaching ourselves to the popular narrative and not taking time to understand what the narrative really means. Today, the message from me to all is that we must have the ability to analyze the narrative presented to us. The narrative here is what the politicians are saying, what the economists are saying, what the banks are doing, what the businesses are doing, what are the people doing, what are the unions doing, what is the government doing. All of these things are the narratives that we hear every day, and all of them have a direct or indirect impact on our existence. The mental stress and anxiety factor is one of the greatest challenges that humanity faces today. In the United States, surveys were done in the medical arena, and it was identified that prior to COVID-19, 1 out of 5 Americans was suffering from anxiety and stress. During the pandemic and after the pandemic, the numbers have not decreased, they've increased. It is more like 2 in every 5 that is affected by stress and bordering mental disorders. How do we combat this? And where is the guru or the teacher in our lives? What role do they play? It is important that we disseminate knowledge and information in such a manner, not to convert or to coerce, but to educate and enlighten. We may want to convert because it suits our purpose to get a larger flock. We may want to encourage everybody to think like I'm thinking, but it has nothing to do with what like I'm thinking or how many belongs to the flock. It is what is valuable, what is necessary, and what is most important. If you and I in the society only do that which is nice and not that which is right, then we are following the popular trend. And the popular trend leads us to a dark path. When we say that in the first chaupai that our students chanted,
Bando Guru Pada Paduma Paraga Surchi Subhas Saras Anuraga. Sant Goswami Tulsidas, in the opening of his verses, Bando Guru Padakanj, I bow to the lotus feet of the Guru. This action, mental and physical, tan or man, body and mind, is offered in humility at the feet of the source of learning. Let me break that down. When you and I are about to gain knowledge, seek advice, listen to advice, tan or man arpan. Not when we are listening to advice, we are just contemplating the response to the advice. Some people, when you're giving them advice, they've already got a statement ready to tell you that, you know, I've had that, I've done this and done that. And they're not listening to the advice. And as such, they're not bowing to the source of the knowledge. Bandhu Guru Padakanch nahi hai. They're engaged in fermenting in their minds the response to say, I know, I'm right, you can't tell me anything. And as such, that is like a solid wall of steel. I don't want to know, I know everything. And that is a common problem. We may be having this problem and not even knowing that we have this problem. And whether we call this an attitude or it's something from nature or something that's nurtured, may be questionable. However we reach this state, it is a state we have to change. The student must have an open mind. Always willing to not only listen here, to listen here with empathy. And when we are truly listening, the student must learn from the teacher. How well does the guru listen? You know, some people tell me, Panditji, you're not listening. And maybe I'm guilty of that. If my wife tells me sometimes I'm not listening, all of us are told sometimes we're not listening. Yes, but are we tuned in? You know, we're hearing a lot of things, but what are we tuned into? The mother with a baby who cannot speak, baby crying. The mother is now tuning in not to the sound of the tears of the baby. The mother is tuning in with empathy to the feelings and the touch and the responses of the child. She's becoming to feel the experiences of the child. The true listener listens with that intensity to feel the conditions of the mind of those who are speaking or who are expressing their needs and their troubles and trials and tribulation. When the listener listens with that intensity, then and only then can the listener respond with the same form of feeling to relate as the person feels. If the mother did not listen with that intensity to the child, she might just say the child is hungry, give him some more milk. But the child doesn't want milk. The child had their bottle an hour ago. The child is in pain for something else. Maybe the diaper pin is too tight or something like that. But whatever it is, the listener as well as the speaker has to be engaged in that communication. That I want to listen to you and I want to be open-minded to hearing what you have to say. All of us are students. All of us need guidance. The question is, are we open-minded to guidance? There are many people who are engaged in what we will call spiritual care, guidance, that when we finally get to meet and talk about their challenges, I would say, and they would say, I wish that I'd met you, or we have had this discussion 1 year ago. And then I'd say, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you come and seek out guide? I didn't know that I could do that. I didn't think that there was someone who would listen. So society, the Hindu society has a great challenge. We do not take advantage of the resources we have from the clinical aspect of life, that there are social services, there are guidance counseling in schools, there are people in the job that will give us support. All large corporations have within their medical plan for every employee to seek and get counseling free if they have a challenge. But then
many of us do not even extend ourselves beyond that and look at our community and our spiritual care challenges. To speak to our elders, our mothers and fathers, our elder brother and sister. But the challenge is, do we have that kind of relationship where we can sit down and tell our story to someone who is near to us? Are we afraid that they will not listen to us? Or are we afraid that they will not be willing to care for us? All of these are the challenges that humanity faces. What is the answer? There's no one clear answer. The teachers, the gurus, the parents of the world have to accept that they have the burden of disseminating knowledge, nurturing reception of the knowledge, and having the right mindset to disseminate the knowledge and to listen attentively. Let me repeat. The teachers and the gurus have to learn to listen, and they have to learn to disseminate the knowledge in such a way that is digestible to the people they are presenting to. When you listen to these wonderful people who are chanting, I want to make a special reference to Indra. Now, Indra is a poet. She's the one who wrote the poem that the boys chanted. Give her a big hand, please. Interestingly, Indra is one amongst Anjani and others who did not know a single alphabet of the Devanagari script. Not a single one. But there she is reading. Now I remember talking to Indra about this, and she said, Panditji, I don't know how am I going to do this? And I said, Indra, you join the class, you listen, you get engaged. Well, the end of result is, let's give her a big hand, please. Now I'm going to pick on Anjani because she was really one of those people who actually is very talkative, with good intentions. And I said, there's a way we have to engage Anjani, and I worked out a strategy that I'm telling you now, that maybe to get her to stop talking, I should get her to read. And get her to engage in something that will challenge her mind. And believe you me, like Tara, she has started to read many times and given up. But Anjani stuck to it, and she persevered. Anjani and Indra and many of these young people have followed a philosophy that I want to reignite today. It's called the DPP principle. What is it, people? Discipline, patience, and perseverance. The discipline to learn the alphabet. The patience to continue and persevere. Regardless of what happens, I am going to continue. These people who are chanting Ramayan are a perfect example of discipline, patience, and perseverance. Give them a big hand, please. Whether you're a mother, a father, a teacher, a guru, or a child who wants to learn, you need to apply all of these. The teacher needs to have discipline, patience, and persevere. The student needs to have discipline, patience, and perseverance. When both people, listener and speaker, have these qualities, communication, it is at the highest potential. When there is no discipline, nor patience, nor perseverance by any one of the communicators, communication breaks down. And when there's a breakdown of the communication, everybody loses, even the teacher as well as the student. So it's an equal responsibility of the parent to have the discipline. The patience to continue, that even results are not there. Have patience and to persevere. So they didn't do it yesterday. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Now, when we started this Ramayan class, does anybody remember how many years ago, Sita, we started this class? And how many times it was before COVID? And then COVID came and we said, no, we'll drop it. Then I said, no, we'll do it again. Then I said, we'll do it on Tuesday night. And we stuck with Tuesday night. And I must confess, if I have 10 students, 2 of them will turn up on Tuesday night, or 3, and sometimes all of them. But there was persistence. Tuesday night we changed the time in the Mandir, extra half an hour. Tuesday night is reading of Ramayan. Who comes or doesn't come, we read Ramayan. You know what? I put a guilt feeling on all of them, guilt trip. That they set up a WhatsApp group, and once in a while I'll send them a little, by the way, a heads up. We are going out to read, I'll give them a little heads up. Just a little caveat to keep them interested. But they are successful because they've used
discipline, patience, and perseverance. Now, let us apply this to the challenges we have in life. Whether it is financial, academic, or health issues, all of them require discipline, patience, and perseverance. Now, I want to tell a story that I told at another Mandir, I think 2 weeks ago. And because it's more relevant today, because the man who this story is all about, a key factor in the story is present in this Mandir today. Actually, 2 people, husband and wife team. So, all of you are very aware that I have a vocal problem, that my voice goes off and on. It has been diagnosed by my doctors that I have some stomach problem. I think it's reflux, gas reflux. Is that the right name, Dinesh? Dinesh, right. And as such, I have to use some medication. So the medication was prescribed, and I received the medication, and I have been using this medication for the last 3 years. And some days I feel good. By the way, the end result of this gas problem is I have terrible heartburn. Sometimes it's so bad, I think I'm having a heart attack. And I'm not having a heart attack, thank God. But I then went to the doctor, talked to him. Then recently, I met a young doctor who was about to get married. And he came to see me to discuss his wedding. And he said to me, he told me that he is a specialist in this area. And I said, wow, blessings to me. So I told him my whole story. And he says, are you using medication? I said, yes. I told him what it is. And he says, how are you using the medication? I told him, well, I drink it sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the evening. And then, I had spoken to him on the phone, the same doctor. And he told me, well, since you're using 1 dose, double the dose. It will work for you. So I said, I did all of that. And he says, well, tell me more details. And I told him that I just take it, anytime I feel like I'm getting a heartburn, I will take it. He said, but that's totally wrong. He says, you should take the medication 30 minutes before you eat a major meal. I said, oh, okay. So the doctor went away. I went home and sat with my wife. I said, I got it now. I started using it 30 minutes before. And lo and behold, for the next 5 or 6 days, it was a miracle. No heartburn, nothing. So then, my dear brother pharmacist came to see me, who is, I will not mention his name, he's here, and his wife. And I told them about this major discovery that I made, that I talked to this young doctor, and he told me how to use the medication. And then my dear brother pharmacist said to me, he says, you listened to the doctor, but you didn't read the prescription that the pharmacist gave you, did you? And I felt embarrassed. So I went home, and I took the tablet out. I read the prescription in detail, and it said, 30 minutes before meal, take the tablets. Now give my pharmacist a big hand, please. The moral of this story, people, is that we all have the prescription for our well-being. We rarely ever take time to read it carefully. We rarely ever take time to listen carefully. I am a classic example of having all best doctor, best pharmacist, best medication, still have the problem because I didn't follow the instructions or took the time to read the instructions carefully. Do we listen with attention? Do we listen with the intent to make notes, to revert to our notes and to follow up? Do we put into practice that which will help our well-being and welfare, that will make us healthy mentally and spiritually and physically? Because when we are healthy mentally, physically and spiritually, we can cope with any challenges of the world. But 99% of the time, we are not mentally healthy and we're not physically healthy because we don't follow the prescription of healthy lifestyle that every doctor, every pharmacist, every dietitian, every good friend, every yogi tells us about healthy lifestyle. So today, having told you my story, please go home and read your prescriptions carefully. Whether they come in medication form, or advice form, or theological form, or philosophical form, read them, understand them, ask questions, meet with the doctor, meet with the pharmacist, clarify, am I doing this right? Meet with your guru, talk to your mother and father, ask your teacher, ask your professor, am I doing this right? Regurgitate the question, you can't lose. There is no There is no quick answer, but there is an answer. And we don't need a quick answer. We need to take the answer and work it the way it's supposed to work. So my message today is very simple. Learn more, read more, listen more, absorb more, then react. Follow the LDTR principle combined with the DPP principle. The DPP principle means discipline, patience, perseverance. LDTR means, Vanisha?
Listen, decide,
Think.
and respond.
LDTR, listen.
No, LTDR.
LTDR, listen, think, decide, then respond. Listen, observe, understand. Think about what is happening, then decide, then take the action. Today, we are in the HR program. We hear and we react. Bingo, no thinking, no decision making. We just, so such simple messages, by the way. And this was not something miraculous. We've been preaching this since this Mandir started. Some of us forgot about it. So people, LTDR and DPP. And it's not only for Anjani, or Tara, or my Indira, or myself. It's all of us. Because all of us are humans, and all of us are capable of forgetting and maybe not paying attention to that we must pay. My compliments to the group today for the effort they've made, and I must confess, I was not aware of this little plan, this presentation. I received a brief WhatsApp note. Panditji, please allow 15 minutes with the group tomorrow. So basically I was told, and I listened well, I've learned to listen now, even to the children, because they've done a wonderful job. Let's give them a big hand, please. In conclusion, I'm inviting every one of you who are here in this Mandir today, and anyone who can hear me on social media today or future days, that in order to stay healthy in this world, healthy lifestyle is important. And that is our sleeping habits, eating habits, listening habits, talking habits, breathing habits, all needs to be put together. But when we look around us in the world, there are very large, dark, ominous clouds hanging over us. Other than the clouds from Quebec with the smoke, other than the clouds of COVID-19 that hasn't gone, other than the clouds of the economic misery, the interest rate is still going up, other than the clouds of the major strike coming up in BC, whereby there will be other shortage of food. All of these things are happening. We need to be prepared. We need to have mental, physical, and spiritual resilience. Healthy lifestyle is the key. Sleeping at the right time, for the right hours. Eating the right time, the right meals, and the right portion. Exercising regularly, and listen, listen, listen. Guru Maharaj ki Jai.
Sitaram and Namaste, everyone. For those of you just joining us, this morning we have been participating in Guru Purnima celebrations, and we thank those of you who stayed with us a little bit later than our normal scheduled time. At this time, we'd like to ask those of you who brought offerings on to Guruji who would like to make an offering at this time. We will be doing that briefly, and then we'll be completing with the final arti. And we'll be having bhajan and kirtan during this time.
Just one message. A very special sister of mine is here today, and she's special to her family and to all of us because she's engaged in the employment services where she's always there trying to find people to get jobs. Sandhya is here and she's celebrating her birthday. Let's give her a big hand, please. Many of you do not know this young lady. Please stand, Sandhya. And Sandhya's daughter is here. Sandhya, please, what's your name? Please stand up. Now I'm only highlighting the ladies. The son is here. Let's give them also. You stand up, son. And the husband is here also. Let them stand. Now I get into contact with this family many, many years ago for different reasons. But whatever the reasons are, I'm glad they're here. I'm sure we've benefited mutually from our meetings. So now let's wish Sandy a happy birthday, please. बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये गाए, तुझे हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू। Happy birthday to you, Sanya. Happy birthday to you, Sandy. Happy birthday to Sanya. Happy birthday to जन्मदिन बधाई, जन्मदिन बधाई, जन्मदिन बधाई, जन्मदिन बधाई, जन्मदिन बधाई, जय जय हो, जन्मदिन बधाई, जय जय हो. May God bless you, Sandhya. Many, many wonderful years of happy marriage, family, and healthy life. And I have now been instructed to retire to the seats below. So those of you who want to come and make offerings to Guruji while there will be bhajan, and we'll proceed.
मानस भजुरी गुरु शरणम, मानस भजुरी गुरु शरणम, दोस्तर भव सागर तरना, मानस भजुरी गुरु शरणम, दोस्तर भव सागर तरना, मानस भजुरी गुरु चरणम, दोस्तर भव सागर तरना, मानस भजुरी गुरु चरणम,
सीताराम कहो, राधे श्याम कहो, 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 सीताराम कहो, राधे श्याम
मनवा रे मनवा जीवन है मनवा रे मनवा जीवन है मजले राम 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 मजले राम 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 मजले राम राम सनातन हो। इससे बड़ा नहीं कोई नाम, इससे बड़ा नहीं कोई नाम। बज ले राम राम राम, बज ले राम राम राम, बज ले राम राम राम, बज ले राम राम राम। मनवा रे मनवा जीवन है सदा, मनवा रे मनवा जीवन है सदा। इसके कर तब अजब अनोखे, गजब के इसके गजब के इसके सूर्य चंद्र के दीप जलाता, बिन बाती बिन बिन बाती बिन यही सवारे सारे काम, यही सवारे सारे काम। बज ले राम राम राम, 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 बज ले राम राम राम। मनवा जीवन है सदा, मनवा रे मनवा जीवन है सदा, हे मनवा रे मनवा जीवन है सदा।
Sitaram and Namaste, everyone. We are coming to the conclusion of our program for this afternoon. We're just finishing with final offerings onto the Guru, and then we'll be asking you to please stand for final arati. Thank you. And those of you who have brought prasad, you can please come forward at this time to offer your prasad. Thank you.
She did.
Those of you who have prasad to offer, once again, please come forward, and Pandit will be offering at this time, and then proceeding that, we'll be having final arati. Thank you.
आओ भूगल गाओ मेरी मोहन, आओ भूगल गाओ मेरी मोहन, आओ भूगल गाओ मेरी मोहन, आओ भूगल गाओ मेरी मोहन। दीदी के भेद सुदामा के तंदुल, दिलनी के
सभी लोग बोलो कृष्णा अर्पणम. सभी लोग खड़े हो जाए. Everyone please stand for आरती. Everyone is invited to participate in आरती. श्री रामचंद्र. Move up one scale.
रामचंद्र कृपालु भजो हरे भव भव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कंज बन कंजायन कंदर्प अगणित अमित छवि नीरद सुंदरम पदपीतमानमुदलित रुचि सुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम भजुदीनबन्धु दिनेश गानम नित्यवंशनि गङ्गनम रघुनन्दन घोष चंद्र दशरथ नंदन सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषण आजान भुजन चाप दर्शन राम चित्तकर लोचन वनति तुलसी दास शंकर शेष मुनि मनरंजनम मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादि कलधल रंजनम श्री रामचंद्र कृपाल भज भज हरे भव स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट जन में दूर करे. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. जगदीश हरे जो यावे पल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे दर्शनी के कनका. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. मात पिता तुम में शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी स्वामी शरण गहूँ जिसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा प्रभु बिन और न दूजा आश करो किसकी. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. ओम लोग ताली रखते हैं हाथ जोड़कर। मेरी बात सुनिए, हाथ जोड़कर देखो। We clasp our hands in front of our chest and we bow our heads. Today we give thanks to God that Parama Brahma, Parama Guru, the highest of the highest Guru, the Divine Lord, appealing to God to be our constant guidance, our sustenance and protection, show us the way to live normal, healthy lifestyles that we can be good, healthy, productive, meaningful, and caring, loving, and compassionate human beings. These are all our desires. These are all within our capabilities. As we pray, I ask you to listen to the voice of Nirvana as she will lead us in closing prayers. Om Hari Om.
शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविरध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ द्यौ शान्ति रन्तरिक्षं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्ति रापः शान्ति ऋषभः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वदेव शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वेगं शान्ति शान्तिरेवा शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि।
शीश झुकाकर धरती पर प्रणाम। We bow our heads touching the ground. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurudevo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Asdoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasit Dukhabhag Bhave Ma Kasit Dukhabhag Bhave। सियापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय।
पवन पुत्र हनुमान की, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की, गणपति भगवान
की जय,
लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान
की जय,
सरस्वती माता
की जय,
शंकर भगवान
की जय,
जगदम्बे मैया
की जय,
बोलिए सब संतन
की जय,
सद्गुरुदेव महाराज
की जय,
अपने अपने माता पिता
की जय,
धर्म की
जय हो,
अधर्म का
नाश हो,
प्राणियों में
सद्भावना हो,
विश्व का
कल्याण हो,
धरती माता की
जय हो,
भारत माता की
जय हो।
ओम नमः
पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव, हर हर महादेव। श्री सच्च सनातन धर्म की जय।
बोले सद्गुरुदेव महाराज की। सभी लोग पूज्य महाराज जी से प्रसाद लेकर जाएं।
बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम